All right, welcome back to the Garden Fresh podcast. Again, I'm your host, Mason Gardner. On today's podcast, we got a new guy in town. Not a new guy in town, but a new guy, a new friend, I guess, Jacob Slaton. He's the owner of Camp Arkansas. I'm sure y'all have seen these sick maps around town. I'm interested in all kinds of stuff, man, so hopefully this is a juicy podcast. But let's jump into this podcast. All right, brother.
Hey, man.
Jacob Slaton. So, all right, we'll just start. Like, I don't know, when did you start Camp Arkansas? Because I probably saw it maybe last year.
Yeah, it was like right at the same time COVID started.
Yeah.
Actually, the week that everything shut down was the week that we released our first maps.
Yeah.
And which was great because then my work stuff kind of stopped happening as much.
Yeah.
And, I was able to just kind of play around with this new idea of putting out this map. And
well, explain to people what it is.
Yeah, so really the idea came about because we had a really good group of friends that would camp all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, like every other weekend we were going camping with our friends and all of our kids and stuff. And every time we'd go camping, we'd eventually, like the last night around the campfire, we'd end up saying like, all right, where are we going next? Because we always wanted to do something different, go somewhere new. And I got frustrated because there was no good resource for finding like what's available.
Yeah.
And when I search for something, I want to know everything that's available.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the Arkansas State Parks website is great for the state parks, but there's so much more camping in Arkansas. And so I got really frustrated and I was like, well, I'll just research it and just kind of make my own thing and put something out there that I would want,
That's cool.
And the original idea was to do like a proper guidebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to go and visit all of them and write, reviews. But in the process of doing that, I created the map just so I could figure out how to drive to each location.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hell, this is actually the product.
Yeah.
Is this map. Like, I don't need a book. I just need to put this map out.
So you did set out, though, from the beginning to make something to sell?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. That was the idea, was to write a book. And, in my experience, it's like, if something doesn't exist that I want, there's probably a lot of other people like me that would want it too.
Right. Well, I feel like that takes a special person to have that like entrepreneurial mindset. Whereas I feel like some people may have just looked up the information, found the information, did the campground or went to certain campgrounds.
Yeah, check it out.
But you were like, I'm gonna make something because obviously it doesn't exist yet.
Right. Yeah. I wanted it for myself, and I enjoyed the research process. Basically, I wanted to become the expert for camping in Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Because I didn't know that there was one.
Yeah.
There's lots of people that are have been to more campgrounds than I have.
Yeah.
But I wanted to just be the guy that you can come to find out what's where and everything like that.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll definitely get into that. We'll put up a picture of the map now. It's like, how I would explain it, giant image of Arkansas, and just how many campsites are in there?
There are 249.
249. So 249.
I really tried to find that 250th one, but it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Maybe that's the one you build, Camp Arkansas.
There you go. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
There you go. The 250th campground. Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah, and the reason I did it as a big map was prior to this, I had taken my family on this big giant road trip out west one summer, and so as part of that, I bought all these maps for the national parks and stuff. Like you guys have the Zion map here, and when I got all the maps in, I spread them out on the table, and my kids just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And I realized they've never really seen a map before because we use our phones now,
do that anymore,
right?
Yeah.
When I grew up, we had the big road atlas.
Yeah.
Or like, you print out the MapQuest stuff, but they had so much fun with these big pieces of paper and pointing out stuff, and here's where Hunter lives, my Uncle Hunter lives, and here's where Aunt Carrie lives, and
that's cool.
And just looking at stuff, and I was like, dang, this is kind of a fun experience that's been lost.
Yeah.
Sitting down and looking at a map, and so that's why I made it like a big 24x36 sort of thing.
That's cool.
I
mean, getting into you wanting to be the expert in camping, like, so a few years ago, like I really dove into outdoors in Arkansas, and like after I started gaining a little traction, I noticed like a lot of people would just be like, hey, where should I go this weekend? I imagine you've already got a ton of that just being Camp Arkansas on Instagram. Yeah. Like you already getting like that happens all the time.
All the time. Yeah. I get texts all the time from friends and DMs on, and emails, and it's fun. It's cool. It's great. Cool. It's like, well, what are you looking for? And I can send you to a cool. Now I haven't been to all of them myself, but I know enough about them that I can put you in the right spot. What I mean?
A few years ago I started that little Arkansas State Parks has like a little map, or not a map book, but
the passport thing.
Thing that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. It's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, and some of them they don't have like visitor center, so you got to do your little engraving thing or whatever that little deal is. But that's pretty cool. Yeah. So with the map, have you ever done anything with maps before, or that was your first That
was my first
real
paper product of any kind.
That's cool. Yeah. So did you I have so many questions to answer.
Yeah.
So with the state, you didn't have to go through anybody, right? Like,
no.
That's cool.
Because I maybe should have, but
nah.
It's public information.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. Everything that you can find on the map is available on the internet for free.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I did was do the extensive research.
Curated.
And put it all in one spot.
That's cool.
So this map is the only resource online or in print that has all the campgrounds on it.
Yeah.
In the whole state in one location, because you could, the different types of campgrounds don't want to advertise for each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
National parks don't want you to go to the state parks.
Right.
And the Corps of Engineers sites don't want you to go to the National Forest sites.
Yeah.
And so it takes an independent person like me to just put it all together.
That's
and
pretty
say,
cool.
Here you go,
So when we kind of started talking, you showed me that you also do graphic design and stuff.
Yeah.
Was this your first
Yes.
Okay. So
this was my Illustrator crash course.
Hell yeah.
Was building this map, which is outrageous, and if I sent you the Illustrator file, it's like a nightmare.
I'm sure. Yeah, dude. I remember my first stuff. It was like a million different little
gosh.
things. Yeah.
I created a Skillshare account for free.
Yeah.
And then I probably went through 10 different emails getting free Skillshares, for the free trial. And I learned a lot on there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. Because I think it has like a cool vibe to it. It almost has like a retro, like you use that retro text and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it to feel like it had been around a long time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
and not, I wanted it to look like something that you found in your grandpa's workshop. You know what I mean? Oh, what's this? So hopefully of course, it's really just that typeface gives it that flavor.
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. So, beginning of COVID's when you started.
Yeah.
Is that when you started your business? Is this its own business, or how does that structure out?
Essentially, like I've been doing lots of different things for a while.
Yeah.
Photography is my main sort of moneymaker. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I always have these little projects, these little side things that everything has the potential to grow into something cool.
Yeah.
And so that's when I started this. That's when I started Camp Arkansas.
Okay.
Which is sort of its own company.
Okay.
And then, and I already had the photography thing. And then because I had these disjointed things, I created this, what we call Whatever Media Group.
Yeah.
Which is just anything and everything I decide I want to mess with falls underneath that umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah. I do the same thing. Garden Fresh Media. Anything I make money on, I scoop it all into that. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's how you're technically supposed to do it, but nobody's came after me yet.
Well, I originally thought like I want to separate all these things, and make them independent of each other. And then I thought, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
I want everything I do to be easy to find.
Right.
And who cares if people, you know what I mean? Like some people might say, jack of all trades, but master of none.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. You know, I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
Better than a master of some, man. That's that's the rest of the.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So, yeah, it's all sort of together, and that's why I've got that Whatever Media Group website, just as an easy place to find everything that I'm up to.
That's cool, man.
You know?
I like that. So, maps out. See that you are starting to dabble in clothing products now.
Yeah. So we made the maps. I ordered just over 1,000 of maps, and
was before we go into, was that process hard, like finding where you're going to get your maps made?
No, not really, because I have a buddy at TC Print Solutions in North Little Rock, Chuck, and I already knew him. Yeah. And I was like, Chuck, I need some maps, man. Can you do this? And he's like, absolutely, man. So that was super easy, and I actually made a little short film about the production process and stuff. It's kind of like, it reminded me of like the old episodes of Reading Rainbow when they go into the factory and see how the crayons are made and stuff. It was really cool. It's, you know, the way they print it and everything. So that was pretty easy. And it took some, I sent Chuck the Illustrator file. Okay. And I was like, I apologize for it. Yeah, he hated it. Yeah. He was like, dude, this is a mess, man. Yeah. I was like, I know, but help me out, man. Yeah. You know, and he did. He cleaned it up, and I learned a lot from him. When he sent me that file back, I was like, oh, okay, this is how you organize a complicated file. Oh, yeah. I remember, so I had helped some guys with the T-shirt company back in the day, and I was hand drawing stuff, and that's how they found me. I was just starting to dabble on Illustrator. Yeah. Well, they wanted to turn images into designs, but not like have me draw them, literally like kind of transfer them on into Illustrator. Oh, right? Yeah. And it makes, we sent in the design to a place over here in Maumelle, and they sent it back, said we had 1,000 colors. Oh my gosh. Because it was, because all of the different varieties, and the gradients of, Yeah, and I was like, all right, sorry, we're going to redo this. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Yeah. But that's awesome, man. So what's wanting to be the expert in camping? Yeah. How have you tried to further that like knowledge past? I mean, I know once you started the map, that meant you had to do more, right? Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, so that's why we got into the shirts and stuff. Not that makes me any more of an expert, but I got people to come on my website. I might as well give them other stuff to look at. You know what I mean? For sure. And so the shirts were sort of an obvious thing, and then we did we did hats and bandanas and stickers and koozies and hoodies and whatever I think of that seems cool. Yeah, I'll make some and sell them and everything, and then just continuing to research and understand what's where in terms of campgrounds. In fact, we did a second edition of the map. The first edition didn't include the municipal campgrounds. Yeah, which are public campgrounds owned by the government, but they're owned by city or county governments. Okay, rather than state or federal. Yeah, and those are much harder to find because it's like the city of Camden doesn't have a website that's any good. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to find information out about this campground, but it exists and you can book it. And I wanted that to be on the things because the deal with the map is that it's every public campground. Yeah. So it doesn't have any privately owned campground because those come and go, and you can't really vouch for their quality or whatever. Right. So the second edition I did a year later, and then that's when I added, I think, another 50 or 60 municipal campgrounds in the state. Sounds like a lot of long nights of research. Dude, yeah. I ordered every book I could find on the internet. Yeah. I spent $50 on a book called Camping in Arkansas that was published in 1976. Yeah. It was the only copy that I could find on the internet. Yeah. And I was like, I got to have it. You know, I need to be able to read this and research it. Yeah. So that I could confidently say, I know everything about every campground that there is in the state. You know, that's cool. So, I've seen the maps in stores. Was there any like pushback trying to get into stores? Because I know that's right there's a process. Yeah, it is. And honestly, I never really tried that hard with that. that was kind of the initial idea, was to get these into physical stores. And I had a few stores reach out to me just because of what I was putting on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the stores that I have
really?
stuff in. Yeah, I probably only have stuff in about a dozen shops around the state.
Okay. I could have swore, do you have something up there, like maybe Buffalo Outdoor Center? Like hats or something?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The Buffalo Outdoor Center has my stuff. Yeah, that's right.
Because I'm pretty sure I'd seen it, and I was like, okay. Like, because I think I had followed Camp Arkansas way before I like started seeing it out. And I was like, when I first saw one of the hats, I think that blue, like, kind of like a trad hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw that hat, and I was like, okay, they're actually like moving along. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. Well, I just know, like, from my experience, like, we were selling clothes.
Yeah.
Clothes is not everybody, they already have so many.
They got a shop full of stuff.
Yeah. So getting clothes in there is tough to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And initially I spent a lot of time like reaching out to shops and trying to get things in there, but you know, I don't want to beg people for stuff. Like, if you want it, come get it. Like, basically what I was doing is like, hey, I just want you to know that we exist. I'd love to have my stuff in your shop. Holler at me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And but I wasn't really hustling that side of it. I kind of wanted to do more of the direct order sort of stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you make more money on that.
Yeah,
too,
more money for sure. It's more work for sure because you're shipping
Yeah.
individual things. But
I just was impressed because some people might be naive how hard it is to get into a store.
Yeah.
To even make a relationship, to even get somebody to call you back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like that first,
especially
hat,
like the big shops that people know about. It's hard to convince somebody. But that's why I'm not in a whole lot of shops too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, man, I mean, I feel like you continue building the brand. You know, like it's gonna be undeniable. Like if this shop wants to be considered, you know, a proper like camping store, right? They would need the maps. You gotta have this stuff.
You know what I mean? That's the idea. In fact, we're going to really expand this fall and spring. We're going to be doing some pop-up shops and you know, like festivals and stuff like that, and just kind of see what happens. You know, see if we can, because right now it's about awareness. You know, a lot of people don't even know that we exist. Right. So right now it's about just like, hey, we're here.
Getting people out there.
You know, and when people hear about it, if you're at all into the outdoors in Arkansas, you know, you're kind of automatically into it, right?
Yeah. And I believe what you're doing is, so the way humans work, you kind of build brand recognition, then you kind of build brand loyalty. Right. There's not really a map company that I don't feel like anybody has like extreme loyalty to. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, for
so
sure,
you're kind of like, all right, why, you know, I'm not going to pass this map up because I want the other brand's map, because there's not a
competition. Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like you're kind of skirting around, like, you know, having to crack that psyche of like brand loyalty.
Yeah. Because as you know, from the T-shirt game, it's really hard to get in because there's so many options and they're all cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're only going to buy one on this day. And it's like getting somebody's attention is tricky, which is why I do the T-shirts, but I tend to want to do the other stuff more, like the bandanas and the hats, because there's not as much like sort of, it's not as cluttered.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel that.
In a store or something like that.
And we can talk after this. I can give you some like experience, like jaded experience talk for you if you want some.
Oh, I bet, man. I bet.
Anyways, so let's get into this. I know we probably have, this episode is probably going to have the most like Arkansas outdoorsy, you know, probably people watching. So I kind of wanted to, we didn't have to necessarily stick to that, but I definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
So once you started this, have you, even before that, like what's your kind of background in being outside? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I grew up in Little Rock, and basically from when I was a little kid on, we were outside camping a lot, you know. You know, it's funny, like when you look back on your childhood, you have a different perspective. And not too long ago, I asked my dad, it's like, Dad, how many times did we really go camping when I was a kid? He was like, oh, maybe a dozen. But in my mind, it was like, that's what we did. Yeah. And really, I think that's just because it was so impactful to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was so much fun to be in a tent When you're a little kid and you're in a tent, it's the
awesome.
coolest. It's like this awesomest fort you've ever been in. And me and my brother would be in there goofing around and then having a campfire and poking sticks and stuff. And it's the best. And I was never really interested in doing much else. And so then when I got into high school, it was just camping. All my buddies and I would just go camping all the time. And so never really did a lot of hunting until college. But yeah, just being outside all the time, and really no other activities. Like, we didn't really fish a lot. Yeah, we didn't hunt. Like I said, it's just out there hanging. Yeah, which is like camping is an activity all by itself. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, just growing up that way and doing that stuff, and sort of always like I got into rock climbing in high school. Okay, and, that was really the only real activity that we ever did while camping. Yeah, and but just being outside, just clowning around. And that's cool. And then when we got married, my wife and I, we've been married almost 18 years, and we started off camping and being outside and rock climbing and stuff. And so it's just kind of built into, who we are. Yeah. So, sorry. You have one kid? We have three. Three kids. Kids. Have you kind of been doing that with them since? Oh, yeah. Yeah. My kids have been. I know you said one of them was mountain biking. Yeah, he's at mountain bike practice right now. What's mountain bike practice? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, so it's called NICA is the name. It's the National Interscholastic Cycling Association. That's cool. And it's a nationwide thing. It's huge. I had no idea that it existed, but it's for grades 6 through 12. My son is 12. He just started 6th grade, and so he just started the mountain bike team. And he's on the Little Rock team. And so it's not school based. It's just city based or whatever. Yeah. I think you can look at it's nica.org maybe. But it's really cool. There's NICA. Yeah. There you go. And I might be wrong, but nope, that's not it. But the name of the team is the Capital City Cranks. That's cool. There's like 50 kids, and they do races and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, my kids, we've taken them to all the biggest national parks, and my daughter Rosie, she'll be 9 next month, and when she started back at school, they do like a getting to know you thing with the teachers. Yeah. So Rosie said to her teacher, like, we go camping a lot, and the teacher's like, oh, cool, what's your favorite campground? And Rosie goes, I think Yosemite is probably my favorite, but I really did like Zion. And teacher's like, oh wow, you really like do know. Real, real campground. This is not, this isn't Crater of Diamonds. So yeah, they've grown up. Yeah, there it is. So they've grown up being outside and climbing rocks and camping and biking. And that's cool, man. That's a
cool thing for a kid that age to get into.
Oh, so cool.
Start that early.
So cool, man. When I was in 6th grade, I didn't care about anything except for playing video games, and he's out there like on a team riding bikes. It's really, really cool. The coaches are so fantastic. Really? It's been a really good experience. Yeah, that's cool for sure. Yeah, they've got their first race this weekend, and my son's all pumped up about it.
What's the? Is it just like a downhill? Like, what's the course look like for somebody like that?
This will be at a place we haven't been to yet. It's in Russellville.
Like Mount Nebo?
No, it's down on the bottom. It's down by the river.
Something like a flat track type of situation?
Yeah, it's more of a flat. It's like a single track. That's cool. What I mean? So there's berms and not jumps, but obstacle, rocks and roots and whatnot.
That's cool.
But then there are downhill courses, and there's courses that have a lot more uphill and tricky stuff. This one is the first one, and they said it's pretty laid back. That's pretty cool. So Old Post mountain bike. Okay, that's what it is. That's where they're going. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to, I went to college, Arkansas Tech, and there's me and some buddies would play basketball at Old Post.
Okay, so you're familiar with that? Yeah. Yeah, I've never been down there.
Yeah. It smells like a paper mill.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's right next, like it's across the highway from it.
Awesome. They'll just be huffing and breathing paper mill air.
Yep. Can't get away from it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. It's like down there in Pine Bluff. Mm-hmm. You get that down there, too.
Yeah, same thing. So anyways, what you were talking about earlier kind of triggered a memory or a conversation I had with somebody. You said your children hadn't really messed with maps before. Mm-hmm. I had this conversation with a buddy a while back about my my brothers when they were younger. I'm like 11 years older than them. When they
Okay.
were younger, one of them liked to play Minecraft,
Yeah.
right? And I've never played it, but I know a little bit about it. And that they like you kind of mine for certain elements, and then you do stuff with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had this conversation. I was like, man, there's gonna be kids that don't know what an axe is, have never held an axe.
Yeah.
Don't know. The only way they know that's axe is to cut wood is from Minecraft. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not necessarily that's my brothers, but there's going to be
Yeah.
children like living in Cleveland or whatever that's the closest thing they've ever been to
That's right.
using
Yeah.
an axe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we so let's see here. Like it was last February, I think. We had taken our kids out of school and did homeschool during that first year of COVID because we didn't know really what it was going to be like. And so since we're homeschooling, we decided like let's just take off and do this wherever we feel like doing it. And so we traveled around and stuff, and we went to we rented a yurt outside of Taos, New Mexico in February.
Taos is crazy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the coolest experience I've ever had.
Was there snow there?
There was 5 feet of snow on the ground.
I've never been there where there's snow.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful. Yeah, I've skied there. But this was right behind the ski village. We had to hike 2 miles up this hill in snowshoes to get to this yurt where there was no power and no running water. We had to melt snow to get our drinking water. And all this, this is my comment to what you said. We woke up in the morning in this yurt. There's like a wood burning stove in there. And but at night the wood dies down and it just gets cold in there.
Yeah.
And every morning we wake up in our sleeping bags, and my little daughter Rosie, who was 7 at the time, she's up before everybody anyway, and it's cold in there, and she comes over and she's like, "Dad, can I start the fire?" And I'm like, "Yeah, girl, get it going." So my 7-year-old can open up a wood burning stove and start a fire from nothing.
Oh man.
That heats up the whole place without any help from me at all.
It's like 1% of all 7-year-olds.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I was like, oh, that's my proudest moment.
Yeah, it made you feel warm inside.
Yeah. She will not die cold.
That's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, it is really fun to. But you're right, man. The kids these days, they don't know.
Yeah.
They haven't seen a lot of this type of stuff. And a lot of families, we're kind of weird because we camp so much, but a lot of families, you'll camp once or twice. You know what I mean? Kind of like we did growing up. I didn't remember it that way, but you camp a few times and that's that.
Yeah.
It might stick, it might not. It's complicated, to take kids camping and everything, but it's a really cheap way to have a really great vacation.
Yeah. There's so much stuff in the outdoors. Even traveling, there's so much to do cheap when you're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just getting there is what you're going to be spending your money on.
That's exactly right.
I mean?
Yeah. You get there and then you the lodging is cheap, the fee for the campground. I remember one of the first things we did when we started camping was we got a set of walkie-talkies for our kids. And, during the day my wife and our friends and I would be sitting around the campfire, drinking beer, just chilling, and, the kids are bothering us. So we're like, y'all get out of here, fire up the walkie-talkies and go play hide and seek and stuff.
Yeah.
And we kept a walkie-talkie at the campground so that we could hear what they were saying, and it was so cool to hear them using like the radio lingo, and stuff. And what's your 20, right? It's like, this is so cool, man. Kids don't have these types of experiences,
Yeah, that's cool. So you have a map about campgrounds. So do you have any experience with like backcountry camping?
Yeah, for sure. I've done a decent amount of backpacking in Colorado and in New Mexico. And a little bit in Arkansas. There's like I've done the Eagle Rock Loop is one of the more well-known backpacking trails. I love that, man. Going out to Colorado and climbing mountains is like my actual happy place. I went a couple summers ago, and I wanted to go every year, and then like having little kids makes it hard to do that. But I went a couple summers ago, and I came back and I told my wife, like, I'm just gonna do this every year now. Like, I got to do this. She's like, yeah, knock it out. So every summer I'll take a week and go climb some mountains in Colorado.
That's cool. Yeah.
With some buddies, whoever I can talk into coming.
Yeah. Is Colorado your state, like the one you?
Yeah, for sure. Just because I like climbing mountains.
Yeah.
And that's where all the really good mountains are.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can get into some crazy stuff anywhere out west, pretty much.
Yeah. That's why I was looking at your Zion map. I spent we were probably there for like maybe 12 hours one day in the middle of this big road trip that we didn't have much time. And I came through that tunnel in the backside, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like it blew my mind, man.
Yeah, you got to go back, like getting into the valley.
Yeah,
where all the trails and stuff start.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Have you spent a lot of time there?
Yeah, I've been twice.
Okay.
And I did Angel's Landing the first time, and that's the one. It's like 5 miles, and then once you're at the top, you can see back through the valley and stuff.
Oh,
it's
wow.
beautiful.
Is it just vertical?
It's pretty steep. Yeah. And but I mean, there were still people freaking trail running that thing. You know, a guy passed us, and then passed us coming back down, and then when we were coming down, he was going back up, and I was like,
gosh.
people are a lot of freaks. You know what I mean? Like that would be. I wish I could do something like that, but
yeah, that's like being like in Colorado. I see people running the mountains.
Yeah.
I just can't do it being from sea level. I just can't. I can't breathe the air like they can.
I mean, I know like you don't just start on something like that, but
that stuff right there, man.
That's Angel's Landing. So you get to points where there's like chains and you're holding.
Oh yeah, it's like a Via Ferrata thing.
Yeah, it's pretty. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
The second time I went, I was with Mary Kate, and she doesn't do heights. So we did the narrows, and that's like where you walk.
I walked about half a mile up into it before we had to turn around. But that's
so you went you drove through the valley then?
Yeah, we got into the valley and we spent about 12 hours just wandering around, and it wasn't enough time at all. But
did you hear somebody went missing out there?
Really?
Yeah, I think a flash flood situation.
Dude, I believe it.
It
seems really easy. Hell, you just look at that map. It's like that's a easy place to get lost.
Oh man,
and there's no cell service or anything.
No, and you in the narrows. I mean, how tall are those walls on each side of you? And there's 30 foot for that water to go, and then it just starts going higher after that.
Under it, yeah.
We went in the summer, and it was packed. We had to hike forever in there to get out of people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's where we were there in like it was like the second or third week in July.
Yeah,
it was hot, but it was packed.
Yeah. Saw a squirrel trying to get into a backpack like a monkey.
No way.
He was pulling on the zipper, and I was like, nobody's probably seen stuff. You know what I mean? Like just the squirrel, like literally like a monkey in like Thailand. He's just yanking on this backpack, and I was like, that's crazy.
It always cracks me up that like the foreign tourists are marveling at the squirrels like they've never seen squirrels before. I never realized that until
I mean, squirrels in tourist areas are next level, like little gremlins.
Yeah, they're ninjas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in DC once, and around what's the big pool, the reflecting pool?
Oh yeah, in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Yeah.
So all the oak trees around it are limbed up like 40 foot, I guess, to keep people from climbing in it.
Oh yeah.
And we're just walking, and this 2 squirrels come flying down.
They just hit the deck.
They were fighting and just fell on their back, and then just took off running.
That's awesome.
Like, squirrels are crazy, little crackheads.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, man. So we've gotten into campgrounds.
Yeah.
Do we have a favorite campground, or is that sacrilegious to say?
No, I'll answer that.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, my favorite campground is Mississippi River State Park.
Okay.
Have you ever been there?
That's not the same one. No, I think I've been to Louisiana Purchase State Park.
Yeah. It's actually very close.
Okay.
But and it's not on the Mississippi River. It's about 30 miles from the river. It's on a lake called Bear Creek Lake, and but I guess they named it Mississippi River just to pull up some pictures of that, because it's on this like peninsula that juts out into the water. So that was it. You were at the visitor center, but you got to go further down that road onto that lake. Right there, Bear Creek.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, see the keep zooming in from right where Beach Point is where you want to go. So that's where the campground is. It's on this peninsula that goes out in the water, and each one of those little sort of juts on the peninsula is a different campsite.
Yeah.
And so you have your own little spot where you can literally sit by the fire and fish.
That's cool.
Sitting down. And there's only 14 campsites there. So it's really small. And we actually rented it out last fall, and did our annual adults only camping at that.
Yeah.
And we had about 65 people, and we had a band come and play, and had a bago tournament.
Yeah,
and all kinds of fun stuff. That's the spot, man. It's really cool, really nice, and really clean.
That's cool.
Yeah. And they just built these cabins. That fourth picture right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really cool, like sort of
cabin.
modern looking cabins. Yeah.
We'll have to remember that's added on the video. So Louisiana Purchase State Park.
Yeah.
Have you been to that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that not like unique?
It's super cool. Yeah.
You're not spending, you're spending a couple hours there, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're running through the plains of Arkansas.
Yeah.
I guess Delta country.
Yeah, the Delta, yeah.
And then you just come into a grove of trees,
right.
cypress trees, and it's just a boardwalk that just kind of snakes its way out through like a marsh.
Yeah, it's like a bayou, yeah.
And
it's beautiful.
You see the stone that has I guess where they, what would you call it? Is that where they like proclaim from here west that we own?
Yeah, now that you say that, I remember seeing that stone, and I don't remember what it says on it. But yeah, it's some kind of a.
I'm pretty sure that's where it's like they're like kind of planting a flag of like from here west is what we own everything from here on, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. That's some national history right there.
It really is, and we went out there and there was nobody there.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It really is, and we were fortunate it wasn't because once you get in there, it's kind of cooler because all those big trees. Out in the plains or the Delta area, it's super hot.
Yeah, the cool weather kind of stays under there.
Yeah,
yeah.
We saw some snakes going through there. I'll tell you that.
Dude, mosquitoes and snakes, for sure.
But it is pretty cool. But just because it's I don't know. I made a video when we were out there. I'll have to post it. But just that boardwalk you could tell they spent real time on like constructing that. And
stuff. For sure.
The state parks actually do really good work.
They do an amazing job.
Architecture,
Every time people ask me where they should camp, if it seems like they haven't camped very much, I say stick with the state parks.
Okay.
Because they got the best bathrooms, they got the best showers, they got the best facilities, they got a little gift shop where you can buy whatever that you forgot. And it's going to be clean. It's going to be well kept.
That is true. And I feel like state parks don't really get a lot of credit unless you already have experience with it. Like they don't really get a lot of credit with, I guess, people that are outside of like outdoor scene.
Yeah, you don't know. But the website's really great and easy to use. I mean, it really is. They dump a lot of money into those campgrounds, and there's a lot of state parks that don't have campgrounds that are also really, really cool.
Yeah. So I was I guess technically still am an Arkansas ambassador that worked with.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I haven't really done much with them because since COVID, I've been unmotivated about getting out, and that sounds bad, but
sure.
They used to post a lot of my stuff on the page, but
on the state parks page.
Yeah. And so they hire an ad agency to run their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And that CJRW, I think. Yep. They're really good about. They know what they're doing. I think they created the natural state slogan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did they really?
Yeah. Which is insane. Which I think like back in the 60s. You know what I mean? So they've been working with the state of Arkansas from then.
Okay.
Like one of the
I knew they were old, but I didn't realize they.
Yeah. One of the letters CJRW. One of those was the person.
Was the guy that had that idea?
Yeah.
Well, that's genius because it's correct. It's accurate.
So they're probably grandfathered into a giant contract every year.
Oh yeah, dude.
They started the ambassador program, which is pretty smart, where they find people that already enjoy being out and about, and then they kind of hook you up with different perks where you can go stay at a state park for free,
right?
Or they let me stay at like a 2-night thing in Queen Wilhelmina State Park.
Yeah,
which
I've actually never been out there. That's on our list to check out.
Yeah, that's a cool park. The lodge is really awesome.
Yeah.
It's a small park,
Yeah.
but it's in the middle of like the Ouachita Mountains.
Yeah.
So like everything around outside the park's beautiful.
And it's up real high, right?
It's on the top. It's like it was named after like a queen, that Duchess something Wilhelmina. Wow. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's cool history.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's funny how history kind of filters away. Like, somebody might have knew it and it just...
You just don't know anymore, yeah. I learned when I was doing the research for this that JFK Park on the Little Red River was, I thought it was just named after the president. But he actually JFK came and dedicated that dam.
So I'm from up around there.
Okay, so you know the story.
I know the same story.
It was one of his last public appearances that he made before he died.
It was 2 weeks before he died.
Was it that close?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm pretty sure it was his last public appearance. Like,
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you know that, Wyatt? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
He christened the dam like the dam was just finished.
Yeah, in 63, I think it was.
Something like that, yeah. And then, yeah.
That's a great place to camp, too, the JFK Park, because in the summertime, when it's hot, you can get down there on the Little Red River where it's cool. Yeah. Because the water coming off the dam is so cool, and get a little relief from the heat.
I've never camped there. Being from 20 minutes away, like, you're home. It's right there. But
you want to drive a little farther out.
Definitely fished right under there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a cool little campground. And they've got that fish hatchery there. Yeah. That you can take the kids and see all the trout, like giant monster trout that they're growing in there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, did you get a chance to watch the Undammed documentary?
Yeah. Yeah, we went and saw it at the premiere at the.
All right, I was there.
Oh,
I don't know if we saw each other. But
yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bearded guys there.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
Yeah. I
was really proud of everybody that put their time into it. Yeah. Did you have anything to do with that?
So I shot the climbing stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But Andrew and Jeff. Andrew shot a video for us. We rappelled off Hawksbill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably on YouTube.
Yeah, pull it up.
I just saw that they released it on Amazon Prime.
The Undammed. I'm
saying the documentary?
The Hawksbill. Pull that.
Yeah.
But you're saying you can watch it on Amazon Prime?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, that's worthy of a shout out, man. People
sure.
listening need to watch Undammed on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's all about the Buffalo National River.
Yeah.
Very cool documentary.
All like full comprehensive, like everything about it.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
And dude, both of them are Jeff and Andrew are crazy behind the
camera.
Jeff
Rose, yeah.
Both of them are like insane behind the camera. So I knew it was gonna be.
I did too. Yeah, it's like this is gonna be
but
fantastic, man. I'm a big fan of documentaries anyway.
Yeah.
But that was really, really cool.
So, anyways, I feel like I need to connect you with Andrew. I feel like I don't know if he's looking for new projects right now, but eventually, there has to be something, because the state parks had, they kind of, I don't know if they were promoting the Undammed also.
Right on. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I love meeting anybody that cares about this type of stuff. So.
Yeah, for sure. And dude, you just hang out at the Buffalo Outdoor Center, you'll bump into somebody cool up there.
I know, man. I mean? Yeah, I love it up there, man. That's one of my dreams, is to own some land up there in Newton County.
So I have a campground that I've taken multiple people to. I don't know if it's technically a campground.
Yeah.
It's above in Compton.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, it's called.
Okay.
That's the name of the trail, but at the trailhead, people camp there.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's technically a campground.
Yeah.
But from the trailhead, it's like cleared out, and it's only like a half a mile hike into where the waterfall's at.
Down to the top of the waterfall.
Yeah.
Or to the bottom of it.
Top.
Okay. Cool.
Not.
Oh.
It's
I
a different. Yeah, it's probably like a mile from it.
Oh, is that it right there?
That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
But there's a spot out there you can, before the waterfall, that it's on. See that with the fall foliage down the bottom right there.
Yeah.
You can see the sky. Like the forest opens up and it comes just to like a rock face.
Oh wow.
You finally can see. Dude, we've taken some crazy star pictures from out there.
Dude, I bet. That's fantastic.
But we might have to get some undercover campsites.
Yeah.
Some secret campsites.
I know. I want to do that, but I'm also like, people would be mad at me for giving away all their cool secrets. You know?
Yeah, no, we need to sell like a.
That's an exclusive offer.
Yeah, you sell like a undercover subscription. Like,
Right.
You only let it leak out.
Spend $100 and I'll tell you the coordinates for this campground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Funny. So, any cool like people you've met after making this?
I mean, the coolest thing is just
like what have you liked about this experience?
Just like connecting with people that are interested, and like the everyday sort of a young married couple or the young family that just want something to do, and not that it's just me, but somehow or another they get inspired to go and give it a shot, and then they go have a good time. And and then they tag me on Instagram and say like, our first camp out was a success, and that's really cool to just see like people just discovering new things, and of course part of it is getting outside, and either whether you have cell reception or not, you're just not going to be messing with your phone as much. Being out there, so you leave it and you screw around and you make some memories, and so seeing people get inspired to do that, and then they tag me because they're wearing my shirts or hats or whatever, but it's just really fun to see like the idea that like I made something and then somebody took it somewhere and said, I'm gonna do a cool picture because I got this cool hat or whatever. It's like, oh, this is awesome, man, making people happy. They're enjoying things, and then letting me know about it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, like I was saying, dude, you kind of have you're kind of in a great position there where you're not really battling anybody for that space. You know what I mean? That's cool.
And it's Arkansas specific.
Dude, you've probably found out. You probably already knew, but the outdoor scene in Arkansas, the people that partake, are all about it.
They're all
it's
about it.
It's not just kind of half in, half.
Right.
People go hard.
Absolutely, man.
It's like they can have never camped or never hiked, and it's like seems like as soon as they get into it, it's just like full force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Psyched about it. Yeah. And it's easy entry. You know what I mean? It's not like going out to Zion all of a sudden. It's not intimidating. Yeah. It's just like, all right, you just go. Yeah. Give it a shot. And then you do the car camping thing, and then you do the backpacking thing, and then you
it's just your little steps.
You just take little steps
to seeing what you're cool with. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not gonna lie, like the reason I like to go to that, I probably shouldn't have said where my campground. I have to bleep that out. Anyways, the reason I like to take people to that one is because it's not at necessarily like you're not gonna be hanging out in your car, like you're gonna be camping,
right?
You know what I mean?
All the way out there.
Yeah, but you don't. I don't want to come off like a camp snob. Like I know, like whatever makes you feel good, and just being outside, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I love car camping, man. I like the luxuries. I like the power. I like to have my big ass cooler sitting right next to me.
I bought a 05 Subaru just to car camp out of it. Yeah. I couldn't use my truck.
It's great, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And a lot of our buddies, I mean, if you can sleep in the back of that thing, they'll sleep in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So absolutely, man. I spend a lot of time just camping out the back of my truck and sometimes sleeping under it, when it's hot and stuff.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it's fun stuff, man.
All right, brother. So you brought some goodies.
Yeah, I got you some stuff. Man.
Let's see what we got here.
You already got the map, but I brought you a shirt. Open that shirt up. So that shirt has all the campgrounds listed on the back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, all 249 of them, which is it's kind of fun,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a concert tour poster. Like you can say where you've been. You know what I mean?
Kind of like leaving off that 250.
Just leaving it. Yeah. And then I got this is our new bandana that we made. This is I was just messing around. The tree logo is really what it's all about. That's kind of the representative of the brand.
Yeah.
And I cut it out and made it an outline. I was like, dang, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So that's the new bandana.
Thanks,
and then I got you a couple stickers here, and then of course the map.
Sticker fiend. So
noticed your truck out there was missing a campfire sticker. So
yeah, there we go.
Take care of that. And then the map, I'm sure you've got one, but if you already have one, give it away or leave it out and let somebody check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but the maps are waterproof and tear resistant as well, which is kind of fun. Spent a lot of money on that stinking paper.
Yeah. So is this paper the same as that paper?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This is just poster paper.
All right.
Yeah, the print.
I was about to say this feels sturdy.
Yeah, the wall hanging print is just a easy old paper. But
I see. Yeah. This feels legit.
Yeah. But it was so fun to open that up and just go like, all right, I know this area, but I've never been here. Here's a cool campsite. Or like, for example, whenever one of the reasons I set out to make this map was we wanted to camp at Lake DeGray State Park.
Yeah.
Because some friends were going to be there, and we made our plans too late, and the campground was booked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, we can't go now.
Yeah.
And there's no easy way to know on the internet that there's 10 other sites on that park or on that lake that are all National Forest or Corps of Engineers sites.
Yeah.
That you can camp at a whole nother campground that's 2 miles away from where your friends are. And that just frustrated me so much that like it's not easy to find that information out, And so so whenever in that kind of a situation, you can find something nearby pretty easily.
You're sparking so many like thoughts where like, I've been hiking in certain places and you pass what's clearly a campsite. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've never heard of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, if I'd known this, I probably would have tried to camp there. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and so when certain places are busy, the state parks book up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Especially on, good weather weekends.
Oh yeah.
There's other campgrounds a few miles away that are empty.
Yeah.
That maybe don't have the nicest bathrooms, but you can still go camp. And it's nice to go and just sort of sometimes when it's crowded, it's a little too much, You get away a little bit farther.
I mean, I feel like, I feel like that's the way to do it. I mean, whatever, you're comfortable with, because I think I would rather not, I don't know. I'd rather not hear other families. Like, nothing against them, but I just kind of want to do our own thing.
Do your own thing, yeah, that's right.
And so,
yeah, and so there's certain sites on the back of the map. You have all the information of what's available in each campground. And like, for instance, there's a campground. It's called Lagoli State Park. There's only 6 campsites there.
That's cool.
So it's easy for you and your buddies could book the whole place.
Yeah.
And it's just yours. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So when you look at what's available in the area, some of those ones that are really small, you can book it early and have the whole place.
Dang.
That's
a good idea.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just 6 tent sites. But even if there's 3 of you, just book the whole place and no one else will be there to bother you.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Dang. So we've been asking this. I don't know if you've heard this on you said you listened to Matt's podcast.
Yeah.
If you could live one moment in time of anybody's life.
Yep.
For 24 hours, who would that be?
In anybody's shoes?
Anybody's.
Like,
you get to experience. You're not changing the.
Yeah, you just get to. It's like Quantum Leap.
Yeah, you're experiencing.
Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
One moment in time in anybody's life. Jeez, that's a good question, man. Do you have a built-in answer that you always use?
I should probably start like doing more, because I said Michael Jordan when he hit like his first championship shot, just to feel that, like, you know what I mean. But I don't know. I mean, there's so many people that have lived crazy lives.
Dude, I think I would probably say Jerry Garcia.
Oh yeah.
When
I see the.
Yeah, dude, I'm a huge Deadhead.
There you go.
Yeah, Jerry Garcia. Now the Deadheads will argue over which era of the Dead was the best.
But one day.
But
what?
July 7th, 1989.
What's that? I don't know this.
That's the Crimson, White, and Indigo show.
Okay.
I'm gonna type in. Yeah, there you go, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Crimson. That whole show is flawless from start to finish, and just to be standing there and be able to make a guitar do what he can do with it. Think about being that talented at anything. I'm not even close to that talented.
Yeah, can't even tie my shoe.
Not even close. Yeah. That dude was a freaking killer, man. Anybody listening to this, check out that show. It's called Crimson, White, and Indigo. It's the whole thing's on YouTube, I believe.
I could probably tag it in the show notes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. They play Touch of Grey. That's the album cover right there in that top corner.
Oh yeah.
JFK Stadium or RFK Stadium it is.
So you're getting into graphic design. Now that you're into it, are you not like seeing stuff a little differently?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
You see album art and you see stuff and you're like,
I dissect it in my head.
Yeah, but it kind of like because you instantly are like, I'm nowhere good enough to do something like this.
It's really depressing to look around.
It's like the more you learn about it, the more you're like, it's like, oh my God, what am I starting?
Yeah, it's like I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. But I try not to look too much. No,
I
try to stay.
I'm not
pure in my mind of what I want to do. But when I do see stuff, it's like, damn, that's so cool.
I'm not saying like it's not gonna stop me. It just is like. You just realize you have a lot more to learn.
Yeah, it's inspiring. It's frustrating. It's and then it's inspiring again. And but there's no limit to the amount of like education you can get on that type of on Illustrator, for example, or even paper on pen and ink.
So have you messed around with Procreate any?
No.
Yeah,
I really haven't.
I would say like that. Try with that because it's more like traditional on the iPad with the Apple Pencil. Yeah. But you can do a lot more on Illustrator. It's just like Procreate's kind of more of like it makes you feel like you're already good at it. Okay. If that makes sense. Yeah. Like if you've started on Illustrator, you're like, all right, I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I need to mess with that. I do play around with the Apple Pencil. I have an app called Paper.
Yeah.
And it's just a drawing app.
Yeah.
But I'll like whenever I'm frustrated at work, I'll just go sit down and doodle up some stuff.
I mean, I don't remember if Procreate's free or if it's.
I need to check it out. It might be free.
It might be free.
It's probably a free version.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. And
do you use that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you can't do vector images. Not to get too much in the weeds for people listening. But you can't do vector images in Procreate. So I'll draw stuff, put it into Illustrator, and then go from there.
Okay, you'll do the sort of the more complicated pencil drawings on that.
Well, it to me, like, do you use a trackpad on your Illustrator or are you using the mouse?
The pad. Well, I do both, but mostly the pad.
I can't. So with the Apple Pencil, it's like I'm actually drawing it. With the trackpad, like I'm like looking up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to me, it like makes my brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different language for sure.
Yeah. So you just scan it in, use image trace, it'll vector the photo or
that's
whatever.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I need to mess with that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it made things a lot easier for me.
Yeah, because I'm messing around with the pen tool on Illustrator is like you pull your hair out.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, you can't tell it to do what you want it to do. No.
It's got its mind of its own.
Yeah. I thought I had a video for us to play, but I don't know where I put it.
It does say the Procreate app is free.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
And then you get into it, and then they charge you $14 a month or something.
Probably. So, the guys that I go get tattoos from, talk to me into.
I was gonna talk to you about that. Where do you go?
The Rest You Need.
Okay, that's the one in Conway.
Conway, yeah.
That's cool. I like that style. Is it?
Yeah.
They do a lot of sort of traditional stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But so they've moved to use an iPad and Procreate.
Yeah.
And it just streamlines the process. And they were showing it to me, and when I got the iPad, I was like, all right, they talked me into it. I'm going to do it. And then as soon as they did, I was like, oh, this is so much. It takes like so many steps off of you. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And you can like back up and change things so easy.
Yeah. And there's so I can't remember what the technically called, but where they like mirror the pencil. So if you're drawing like for example, like a rose or whatever, it's going to mirror it on the other side. So you don't have to go over and match it on the other side. It's automatically symmetrical. Like that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That kind of like, solves a lot of problems.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Any kind of digital art, like, sometimes you don't want symmetry, sometimes you do. And
Yeah.
like trying to,
when you do, it's really hard to get it right.
Especially, and Illustrator's good at keeping symmetry. You know what I mean? So that,
yeah,
you want.
But you're right. Having the pencil or something really changes the experience.
Yeah, exactly. I can't use a trackpad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm cheap, man. I've been on the same MacBook Pro for a while.
Really?
I don't.
Oh, I freaking.
I don't buy gear. I probably should.
I spilled like Dr. Pepper on my MacBook. Keyboard like got shot. That's why I got the iMac. You know what I mean?
That thing's sweet. Yeah.
So it's not I definitely wouldn't have sprung for it if I.
Yeah, if you didn't ruin your other thing. Yeah.
And I'm trying to I still have that the MacBook. Like I'm like, what can I use it for? Like, what can I do something with this thing? Because the problem is the key stick, so it's like T.
Yeah.
Like if the keyboard didn't work, I'd use a external keyboard, but it's just
right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that Mac's sweet though.
All right, man. I'm sure people don't want to hear computer talk. So.
Yeah. We're getting in the weeds here. I'm sorry.
No, it was all me. Before we go,
yeah.
What's the next steps of Camp Arkansas?
Yeah.
If there is, I mean, don't. Make
Yeah.
What's our vision?
I don't want to give away too much, but I'm working on a really big, awesome thing.
Okay.
I don't want to say it because it may not happen.
Yeah.
But phase 1 of that is doing these pop-up shops.
Okay.
Out and about. So, if you see us at an event or something, come say hi.
Yeah.
We're going to be trying to do, not a ton, not like everywhere and everything, but we're going to be at Hillcrest Harvest Fest.
Okay.
In Hillcrest, October, I don't know what the date is, 20-something, 22, October 22, I think.
You looked it up, what?
Hillcrest Harvest Fest. If you've never been, it's really cool in the Hillcrest neighborhood. It's just one day in the fall, and it's like they shut down Kavanaugh, and they just fill up the street with vendors and food trucks and games, and there's live music and walk around and drink a beer and look at stuff, and so we're gonna have our booth out there hanging out. And
to stop by.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get out there and get the word out, and come stop by, man. We'll have the maps and the shirts and the bandanas and the hoodies and everything, and we might even make some new stuff just for that.
Man, I feel like
Saturday, October 22, that's when it is.
I feel like you're in a great situation where just like the more people learn about you, the better. Like, or obviously for any business, but like I feel like what you have is you got the product. Now you just got to get people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The thing is, I'm kind of lazy. I'm not as much of a hustler as I could be. But I also like to see things grow organically. Yeah. You know what I mean? Instead of forcing it. And so
I feel like you have a product that could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
And this, if I was trying to pay my rent with this, I'd be hustling a whole lot more.
Yeah.
But as of now, it's kind of a side gig. Well, it's grown enough to take a lot of my time, which is great. And so, I really do want it to grow into the next thing.
Yeah.
But timing is key. You know what I mean? You gotta get the timing right.
Yeah.
But so like I said, phase 1 is doing some pop-up shops and kind of getting out there in people's faces and
for sure
throwing out some free stuff and having fun.
Well, man, if you ever need anything, if you want me to connect you with any outdoorsy folks I might know,
absolutely, man,
for sure hook you up.
Yeah.
Obviously asked you to come here, so I dig what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fun to just talk to somebody that's into it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you putting me on the podcast, man.
I think that imagine, I don't know who all listens to this, but I feel like there's plenty of people that are into camping and stuff.
For sure.
So I think people will want to know everything that we're talking about, just to get to know you a little more, because I didn't even know, necessarily if it was just you. When I guess I was the same kind of little thing. I tagged
you tagged me in the thing,
the video that had the
the idea that I put a front on like there's a whole bunch of us, but it's just me and my wife does all the shipping and I do all the other stuff. So.
I mean that's small business.
Yeah, that's right, man.
That's kind of how it goes.
Mom and pop,
yeah, for sure. All right, brother, I had a good time, man.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me, man.
I feel like we've covered,
Yeah,
what Camp Arkansas is. You got anything else?
No, that's you follow me on Instagram at Camp
Yeah.
Arkansas. The website is camparkansas.co.
.com
was $5,000, so that's still available.
We'll take Co.
Yeah, yeah.
If anybody, let's start a GoFundMe to get the .com, please.
I'm not paying for the .com.
Yeah.
But yeah. Follow us on the socials, and we're on Facebook too a little bit, but it's really just a mirror of Instagram.
Camp Arkansas.
Camp Arkansas.
Right.
Yeah, on Instagram it's just at Camp Arkansas.
Okay. Cool.
And then come see us if you ever see us out and about. Come say hi.
For sure. Keep tagging him.
In every single outdoor shop you go to in Arkansas, walk in there and say, "Hey, where's all the Camp Ark stuff?"
There you go. Yeah.
What are you guys doing? You got to have the Camp Ark stuff.
Yeah. There you go. So when I was pushing a lot of Borderline stuff, I would tag random stores.
Yeah.
And like if I posted a photo, this girl has a Borderline shirt on, I would tag a store that I knew we were in.
Nice.
Just to kind of be like, hey.
That's a good idea.
I mean, they
just
went
to let them know.
Yeah, they probably went to my profile and it said Borderline on it and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I would just.
That's a good idea, man. I need to do that.
Kick the wheel sometimes.
Yeah, dude, you gotta flick people a little bit.
Yeah, like hey. Yeah,
that's
for
right,
sure,
man. Yeah.
Well,
Thanks for having me, dude. I really appreciate it, man.
I enjoyed this conversation. Glad we got to meet.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm gonna stay tuned to this podcast, man.
Thanks,
I like it,
brother.
man. It's cool. You guys got a cool thing going, man.
Well, we're trying, man. It's, I feel like we're starting to catch a little stride. Like actually know what we're doing. It's number 8.
Number 8.
So,
all right. Yeah.
Come out next week,
dude. I think anytime you just do something and then keep doing it and just build the momentum, people care. You know, people will just be like, "Oh yeah, cool." Check this out.
Sure. Well, man, I think I would love to have you back on.
Yeah, sweet. Let's do it.
Now that we've broken the ice, we know each other. I feel like we could get
Absolutely.
into the nitty gritty of who you are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I imagine we have a lot more to talk about even outside of all this too.
Oh, for sure.
we can do a graphic design specific episode where we really get into the weeds.
Yeah,
because I got a lot I could learn from you on that.
Yeah. I still have a lot to learn too, but I think I feel like we probably connect on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Just getting, it's our first meeting, so
yeah.
I feel like we did pretty good. But thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Catch y'all later.